Today I'm going to be making crispy paprika chicken with cheesy potato pie and steamed vegetables. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell for notification when new videos are posted. Thank you. I'm going to start off by prepping the chicken, removing the skin and the extra fat. What I've got here is a large package, like 3 to 4 pounds of chicken thighs, which are one of the most forgiving and least expensive cuts of chicken. They usually come like 8 or 9 to a pack. I like to make extras of these for leftovers. I preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Next I'm going to prepare the spice mixture that I'm going to put on the chicken. The great thing about this recipe is you can use any spices you like. Just use a couple, 3 tablespoons of, say, Montreal chicken or Cajun spice or whatever you can dream up. Now I'm going to coat the chicken in oil. I just use a tablespoon or 2, and then I'm going to coat the chicken with the spices. I just like to kind of do it gradually. Mix them all around in there and try to get them all well coated. I'm going to prep my baking sheet now. I'm going to cover it in foil, and I have a nice little rack here to hold the chicken up off of the foil. And this is a really old pan, but it's the perfect size. You just use 1 sheet of foil. The rack fits right in it, nice and tight, and it holds 8 or 9 if you stuff them in there. And it's ready for the oven. Stuff it on there. Set our timer for 45 minutes. Now I'm going to weigh out the potatoes. I just measure out a little over 2 pounds. And then I'm going to wash and peel those. And I'm using russet potatoes. You could use like Yukon Gold or red if you like, but I think russets are best for mashed potatoes. Next I just cube those potatoes up and try to get them in equal sized chunks so that they'll cook fairly evenly. Okay, throw those in a pot and put them on the stove. I just like to add a few pinches of salt here. Get started on the salting of potatoes. And then stir those up and then set the heat to high. So I want to boil these for about 10 minutes. Here I'm measuring out the shredded cheese, and I'm just using the pre-shredded bag stuff. I'm using sharp cheddar and then Mexican blend. The recipe calls for 10 ounces. So, okay, I just dice up a medium onion, which I'm then going to saute and add into the potatoes when they're done. Turn the burner on to saute the onions. Add a little oil to the pan. And in with the onions. And then I'll just stir those around, get them all coated in the oil, let them go. Potatoes have been boiling for about 10 minutes now, so I'm just going to check them with a fork and make sure they're soft. And those look good. Turn the heat off, and I'll drain those potatoes and put them back in the pan. Next I'll add the butter and let it melt. Butter's melted, add the salt and pepper and mash it up. And I'm using one of those rounded mashers not to damage I'll just stir the onions, and then I'm going to add in some cream. You can use milk here. And I just keep adding till it's the right texture there, what I'm looking for. Okay, the chicken's been baking for 45 minutes now, and try to avoid sticking your head in too quick like I did. Catch all the steam. And I'm just going to check the temperature here and see how we're doing. So we're doing pretty good. Technically, they're done. You could pull them at this point, but I want to get the skin crispy, so I'm going to let them go for a while longer. I'm going to try another 15 and see how that is. Back to our cheese potato pie. And I'm going to add in the bouillon. And I'm using better than bouillon. stuff, it's pretty good. And then I'll add 2 teaspoons of garlic, or about 2 cloves worth, and dump in the onions. Mix that up. I add half the cheese here, and then I'll use the rest of it for the layer and the top. I've got my 8x8 baking dish here, and I'm just going to spray it with a little oil. Now I'm going to layer in my potatoes. I'm just going to make 2 layers, so about half of it on the bottom, and then I'll put half of the remaining cheese on top of that. This way you have a nice cheese layer in the middle. And then I'll put the rest of the potatoes in. Smooth it out. Then I'll put the rest of the cheese on top. And then on top of that cheese, we're going to add some sliced tomatoes. I've just got a couple of medium Roma tomatoes. Those out there. Then I'm going to cover this in foil. We'll use the cover it for the first part of the cooking so it doesn't burn it. And I'll just put it in the oven. Now I should comment here that using the oven to cook 2 different items, and they're normally they cook at different temperatures. The chicken at 400 and the casserole there at 350. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and do it at 400 because the chicken really needs the high temperature. And I'll just cook the casserole a shorter length and keep an eye on it. And now the easiest part of this recipe, the steamed vegetables. I've just got a bag of mixed vegetables here. Broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. And I'm just going to microwave it for about 4 minutes, which is half the time it calls for. It's been 15 minutes and time to check the chicken again. And you can really see here how the rack allows the fat to drip off of the chicken so it's not sitting in it. So I'm going to check the temperature with the thermometer. And it's still not where I'd like it, and the skin's not crispy enough, so I'm going to leave it in, cook it for a few more minutes. Okay, the veggies are cooked halfway now, so I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of butter and some spices, some Mrs. Dash, and then I'll finish off the thyme that it requires. Okay, time to check the chicken again. It's looking a bit darker this time. Okay, we've got about 185 now, and that skin is much crispier. Next thing I'm going to check the potato pie here. It's about time to remove the foil. So the cheese is looking melted there. Let's just probe it here and see what we got. Oh yeah, we're looking pretty good. But we need to get it a little darker and a little more done. The tomatoes need a little more color. So back in. And I'm going to set it for 10 minutes, crank it up to 450. Well, the veggies are done. Just going to give them a good stir here. And they're ready to go. It's been 10 minutes, time to check the potato pie again. It's got some darkening on the cheese there. It's good and hot. We're going to pull it out. So that was about, 20 minutes at 400 and then about 10 at 450. Like I said, normally you cook it at 350 and it'd be for like 30 minutes and then you can drown it if you want. Cheesy goodness. Okay, so here's my little mini buffet. We got the paprika chicken, the cheesy potato pie, steamed veggies, and our plates and everything. So I'm just going to serve me up a plate here. A couple of pieces of chicken. Grab some of the cheesy potato pie. Make sure I get some tomatoes. It is gooey. Looks yummy. Alright, get some veggies. Gotta eat your veggies. And there we are, crispy paprika chicken, cheesy potato pie, and steamed veggies. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell to be notified when new videos are posted.